After the Persona stream from the other day, I've been wanting to get a tarot deck, a Persona tarot deck. And so after Persona stream the other day, I ordered one. Not expecting it to arrive for at least a week. But guess what showed up on my porch this afternoon? Before my fucking chair. Speaking of the chair, for some reason, last night around like 6:30, probably closer to 7 p.m. I got an update saying that it was out for delivery. And I was like, ah, shit. Well, I leave for work at 8. So I was like, okay, well, if it's gonna be here, then, you know, it'll be cold, but guess what didn't show up on my porch? Guess what was not on my porch when I got home? So I took a look at the delivery update thing. And it said expected by January 30th. So that's awesome. There you are. I was this close to starting the melee without you. Gar har har. I'd be remiss not to tell you that there's been a slight change of plans. Another contestant suffered a last-minute injury. None other than our very own Ultras had to step in to take his place. With everyone's favorite octopus joining you in the fray, spectators are just pouring in. Bookmakers across town are raking in the gill, which ain't a bad thing for us. Word has it that Master Vergeist himself is quite taken with my promotional skills. Aye, the future's looking bright for old Dower Meadow, it is. So what say ye? Are you ready to get your arses kicked? Gar har har. Aye, that's what I like to hear. Ladies and gents, it's time for blades to whirl and limbs to fly. Fucking Hildibrand's posing. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, plutocrats and paupers, open your eyes and steel your stomachs. The Mithril Cup, brought to you by our ever-charitable friends at Imagina & Sons Mineral Concern. Your concern is our concern, is about to begin. Who will stand atop the heap of maimed bodies and twisted limbs to claim victory? Will it be the tempestuous Avila of Alamigo, Yuna, the famed warrior of light? Or that grinning fool, Humberbatch, agent of infamy and imbecile extraordinaire? Or will it be our 11th hour entry, Ultros, the eight-legged purple purveyor of pain? I'd say we have a battle for the ages here, folks. Combatants, take your positions and let the battles begin. Look at Avila's blade spin. Why, she's a veritable whirlwind of death and destruction out there. They breed him tough in Alamigo, that's for certain. You are next. Real, I also have adult chip energy. Like, motherfucker. Oh my god. What fascinating friends you have, Ulti. Why, just look at this charming little nose. Is he perhaps suffering from a case of the sniffles? Oh my god. Whoa, hey, hey, whoa, whoa. No need for that kind of talk, man. That's... I say we call off the melee and have a final showdown between the three remaining competitors. Why is your tie uneven? It's pissing me off. Well, this is a most unprecedented turn of events, but who am I to deny the wishes of such a passionate crowd of martial arts aficionados? The venue, Palatali, the fighters, the tag team of Ultras and Typhon versus the Warrior of Light. Who will be left standing when the storm has settled? Be there or miss a battle for the ages. So, to review, the travels were to elicit a sneeze from the octopus's oversized crony, which would be positioned so as to appear it was coming from the Alamigan girl's blade, allowing the two to sweep away their opponents with ease. No wonder I wasn't able to see it sooner. It's quite possibly the most imbecilic scheme I've encountered in my years as a consulting inspector. At any rate, we have no choice but to trust in your abilities now, Yuna. Let us make for Halatali. Now, Camp Drybone is an unfortunate name. Because, I don't know. Lube is always a good idea. Well, this tourney's turned into a right mess. With all the trouble I took preparing consolation prizes for the melee, looks like we won't be needing them after all. Of course, as long as you're bringing in the spectators and the profits, I could give a gnat's arse. Gar har har. Now, I know what you're thinking. 2 against 1 ain't fair, especially when one of the two is the size of a small house. So here's the deal. Why don't you bring along some of your friends for the battle? Say 7 of them. Should even the odds, I was hoping I could sit, like, on the edge of the step, but... About them queue times. I wonder how far into the MSQ I am. It's still level 50. Let me actually take a look. Is obviously all the post DLC stuff is level 51. Okay. Uh let's give it 5 more minutes. Uh about how much of the ARR main scenario quests do I have? No way this is taking this long. 45? Okay, that's not horrible. Yeah, because a lot of quests are like, go talk to this person, go talk to this person, go talk to this person, go talk to this person. Okay, you're done. Maybe interact with a few objects, maybe fight a thing or two. So I might be able to finish in like 2 more streams, I would say. If I like really locked in. Also, if you want to help me with the queue, uh, at this point, yeah, that would be much appreciated. Aw, the stream elements overlay doesn't register the saluting emoji. Probably am gonna have to back out of the queue. I'll wait till you hop on. Curly moved. Look at that. I got our names perfectly lined up. I bet this would be so much easier on mouse and keyboard. Combatants, the final confrontation will be held here. Wait, what the? Okay. Yeah, no, this is cool. Yippee. Thank you. Good show, Yuna. Your performance has earned us front row seats at the awards ceremony. Should afford us the perfect vantage point to thwart the thief. So, like, you're saying it scaled damage to you? Crazy. It was a battle for the ages, but a worthy victor has risen to claim the spoils. And now, let's take a look at the relic that our champion has won. Behold, from the personal vaults of Master Fergus himself, the Warden's Grace, a timeless treasure like the likes of which our realm has never seen. One that's earned the attention of Eorzea's most prominent pilferer. Gar har har. Above you. Ladies and gentlemen, inspectors and vertebrates. The opening act dragged on overlong, but worry not. The main event is about to begin. I know that you paid well for your seats here today, but I can assure you that my performance will not leave you disappointed. Now, I invite one and all to sit back and enjoy the show. Vile fiend, mark my words, you have stolen your last treasure. I swear it on the Manderville name. My goat. I think not, Hildibrand. Greg, it is always a pleasure to reunite with old friends, but your timing truly leaves something to be desired. Did they really fucking add a live studio laugh track? Oh my god. Yuna, you bested me once, but not today. I shall have my revenge when I pierce your chest with my spear. Do you not mean your skewer? Oh my fucking god. Wild thief, is there not a shred of honor in you? Return my weapon at once. It seems we have an unexpected guest. I appreciate your enthusiasm, but I fear attendance at today's performance is by invitation only. Now it's running troubles. The battle's already... Mr. Typhon, just a moment. I'm sure we have a tissue some... Alas and alack, the ring sails straight into the hands of the fiend. Giving up so soon, are we? Those don't sound like the words of a Manderville man. But of course, brilliant, father. If the ring won't come to me, I shall go to the ring. Why, it'll be just like Delamid. Hildibrand Helidor Maximilian Manderville. Put a little too much spin on that one, it seems. No matter. I have a feeling this will lead me to the true treasure. Till next time, friends, you have been a most attentive audience. Guards, seize the fiend at once. Oh my god, Nashu. Non... Nonplussed? What the fuck? Surprised and confused, so much that they are unsure how to react. Second prize? What is the meaning of this? Many-faced fiend or no, the man spoke true. Master Goldsmith's eyes cannot be deceived. This sun's fare is clearly a second-rate replica. Preposterous. It's, the dim lighting. Yes, if you just step over here. Have you taken ill, friend? You seem to be perspiring most heavily. Let's not be so hasty. I can explain. I sold out my honor, joined forces with that odious octopus, all for a false treasure. What a fool I've been. Whatever was I thinking? Do not berate yourself so, Miss Avila. Why, it was exactly as you said, was it not? You were thinking of dear Egalina, and nothing more. Suppose I was, at that. How do you know my sister's name? I assure you, young miss, under no circumstances did I tell you to the Nanawa mines to eavesdrop on your intimately personal dialogue with your beloved sister. Oh my god. You have the right of it. Blinded by the prospect of fortune and fame, I lost sight of myself and what I was truly fighting for. My honor and my sister's trust will not be easily regained, but I will not shirk from the challenge. One mystery still remains. Before the thief had identified the ring as fake, he had already acquired the key to the storeroom. Clearly, the second prize, this ring of inquiry, was his target from the start. But why? There must be some pattern to the items the fiend has stolen. A pattern that betrays his true intentions. The treaty blade, Azema's virtue, the ring of inquiry, all relics with quite a history. Or, to be more precise, relics from the era of the Belladians. Oh, if that is so, the answer is clear as day. The fiend means to found Eorz's greatest museum of Belladian history, pushing up the prices and gouging honest men out of their hard-earned coin. Doubtless, another one of his cards will appear on the scene to tell us just as much. God, the texture on that card. I've enjoyed our little game, but all good things must come to an end. I shall claim the 4 sacred treasures, and justice shall be served. So this is the thief's final challenge to us. But what are these 4 treasures of which he speaks? Where the 4 treasures of Bellaria become one, the wicked shall be judged in the blazing light of sun. Dude, Nashu does not have any brain cells. Like, what? Motherfucker. Just dozing off in the back. Like, girl, lock in. An old legend, little more than a fairy tale at that. And yet it seems the Phantom believes there's some truth in these words. 4 sacred relics from Bellaria. The warden's justice. Lofty words coming from a glorified footpad. One who's winning over the common folk by the day, if rumors are to be believed. It would seem the tales of a master thief ruffling the feathers of the rich and famous have won the man more than a few admirers. Consider his targets thus far: an Oldon collector and her hired thugs, a trading mogul and the brass blades, and now a mining magnate and the stone torches. Is it any surprise that the sympathies of ordinary Oldons would lie with the perpetrator rather than his victims? Yeah, true. Astutely observed, Naselli. Our quarry clearly harbors no small degree of resentment for wealth and authority. Might his next target be a member of the syndicate? Perhaps the Sultana herself. Aha! then it will be to his downfall. For the greater the challenge, the higher I rise. Just one moment, if you would. Mark my words, ye of many faces. There is but one man who shall lay claim to the four lost relics of Valadia, and it shall be Hildibrand, agent of inquiry and spectre extraordinaire. Yes, I'm sure that inspires us all with great confidence. Was that? No, it couldn't be. Methinks Godbert may need a new pair of spectacles. It's a race to recover the four lost relics of Valadia. As the fiend's true identity and aspirations are revealed, will Eorzea fall prey to the forces of evil, or will our hero do what only a Manderville can? The key to the next case is a mask. You ever worn a mask for so long that you forgot what you actually looked like? I have. How did they freeze in midair like that? Oh my god. Fuck it. Let's keep going. The weight of 5 corpses will bring the scales of justice to balance. Jolly Phantoms. I think I've seen them around before, actually. Well, now, if it ain't my favorite venture, and my favorite mithril I report along with her. Tell me, what have I done to deserve the pleasure of your company today? I see. Much as I'd like to help two lovely ladies, I'm afraid you found old Wyman at a loss. Ulda has more than his fair share of treasures, hidden and otherwise. I reckon our phantom friend could be after just about any of them. I can tell you this much, though. Whatever the thief's got his eyes on, it's got the Sultan sworn in a right dither. Word has it that they've formed a regiment of their best and brightest to safeguard the royal vaults from this very threat. The Sultan's sworn aren't like to be forthcoming with the information, but it's the only lead we've got. Come on, Yuna. I'd say we'd paid a visit to the heart of the sworn. Boy, hold up there, Ellie. I ain't generally the worrying type, but you may want to think twice before getting yourselves involved in this. A man in my business develops a nose for danger, and this time the stench is something fierce. You're a reporter, Ellie, and a fine one at that. Don't put that pretty neck of yours at risk trying to play hero. Your concern is touching, but I can assure you that I am ready for whatever dangers lie ahead. Besides, being a reporter is about more than selling papers. I have a duty to seek out the truth and convey it to the people. Come, Yuna. Time is of the essence. My neck is sore. Oh, where the fuck? Oh, up. Wait. Okay. I'm an idiot. Humphrey. Only authorized personnel are allowed in. Oh, bugger me with a broadsword. It's the Gentleman of Light's adventure and companion and that catty but cute reporter from the Mithril Eye. Well, well, if it isn't the self-styled warrior of light. Tell me, what tall tales did you spin in the Sultan Sworn, recruiter, to land yourself in this position? Only the 12's honest truth, miss. Seeing that gentleman of light standing tall and triumphant that day, it moved me to the depths of my soul, like. I vowed to put aside my sketchy past and serve the realm just like my hero master Hildibrand. The Sultan Sworn were excuse me. The Sultan Sworn were impressed with my commitment and my sword arm, and they gladly welcomed me into their ranks. Wait, don't tell me you've come to assist Master Hildibrand in his investigation, haven't you? Cor, why didn't you say so sooner? It's the least I could do to help the two ladies who united me with my role model. Thorsty. You'll be wanting to speak with Phyllis. She's one of the Sworn's best, and something of a history buff, it'd seem. When she heard the thief was targeting the 4 relics of Belladia, she personally stepped forward and volunteered to lead the investigation. If anyone has the information you're looking for, it'd be her. Wait here while I get her. I can trust you not to touch anything, guy. Pleasure to meet you, Phyllis. My name is Ellie, from the Mithril Eye. As you may have heard, we're researching the Phantom Thief case, and would appreciate any information that may shed light on recent events. The pleasure is mine, Miss Ellie. And if I'm not mistaken, that would make your companion friend here one Yuna Sokolov, yes? That's me. You know Yuna. As any regular reader of the Mithril I would, I must confess to being something of an unabashed fan of your work. Though it hardly befits my station to say this, I was secretly hoping that you would show up to assist in the investigation. Doubtless the inspector, too, will also welcome a helping hand. The Sultan Sworn, the elite of Uldad's elite. I can only hope they prove more competent than the bungling mercenaries I've dealt with thus far. Inspector Briardian, always one step ahead. Miss Ellie, Yuna, a moment, if you would. Right then, very good. Now face me and don't move an elm. Masking dust, a formula of my own devising that will allow us to see right through the thief's disguises. Analyzing the mask left behind at Vesper Bay, I was able to identify its composition and synthesize a counter agent that would dissolve the disguise whilst leaving the wearer's face intact. In any event, it would appear the two of you are indeed who you appear to be. I fear it won't be so simple. The ingredients necessary to produce the dust are exceedingly rare. And with the entire resources of the Sultan Sworn at our disposal, we were only to produce a limited supply. I see. Well, I suppose it's better than nothing. That said, have you been able to identify the thief's next target? A hidden treasure of Ul'dah, the last of 4 lost relics of Palladia. Am I saying that right? Or is it more like Belladia? Belladia. Palladia? Belladia. Belladia. I fear not. I've poured through the histories time and again, but the only mention of these 4 relics is a vague reference in an old prophecy. Most serious scholars consider it little more than a fairy tale. When darkness falls and hope fades to despair, 4 warriors born of light shall descend in the righteous glare. The legend goes on to describe 4 sacred artifacts, one each possessed by these 4 Belladian heroes, but makes no mention as to their appearance or nature. 3 times we have tried to identify the thief's target, and 3 times has he foiled us by making off with something else entirely. Needless speculation will only play to the fiend's strength. I wonder if this is supposed to be a heavier handed FF1 reference. All artifacts of Belladian origin have been sealed within the royal vault, and a regiment of our finest assigned to its protection. I have furnished all the guards with the supply of our demasking dust, and instructed them to be on the lookout for any suspicious personages. The Blackguard will be in chains before he can lay a dirty hand on the vault doors, let alone the treasures within. You have our word, milady. But there are even more disturbing matters at hand. Doubtless you have heard of the recent rash of rumors perpetrated by our quarry. The Sultan Sworn have launched an investigation, but the truth of the matter is that we have been far too occupied with the defense of the vaults to make any meaningful progress. We would be most grateful for any assistance you could offer. A lady asks, and a gentleman answers. Cast all worry from your heart, milady. Hildibrand, agent of inquiry, inspector extraordinaire, has arrived to set right what is wrong and bring the wicked to justice. And this must be the demasking dust that is the talk of the palace. Ah, but you need not waste your supply on me, Inspector. I assure you that I am exactly who I claim to be. A shame that. Inspector Hildibrand, we were not expecting you, but your services are most welcome. I will share all I know about the recent murders. The killer has claimed 3 victims thus far, The head of a publishing consortium, a high-ranking government official, and an influential scholar. Other than that, they were all influential figures in their respective circles. We can identify no common threads connecting the three. Oh, this will prove a most satisfying case to crack indeed. And what of the method of killing? Conked over the head with a cudgel? Gutted with a great sword? Strangled with a subligar, mayhap? I'm afraid we've identified no pattern. In any event, the murderer plots the deaths of two more, even as we speak. We must take action, and quickly. Understood, my lady. Cues may be scarce, but worry not. My realm-renowned powers of deduction are more than up to the task. I will see this burglar turned butcher delivered to justice. Your presence is heartening indeed, Inspector Hildibrand. Friends, please take this demasking dust with you. I fear we can spare but a single sachet, but I trust you will put it to good use. Alrighty. I will be right back. come to accompany me on yet another case, friend. I like your gusto. If you're auditioning to be my assistant, I fear that role has already been filled most ably. Still, a gentleman welcomes the support of all his admirers. I shall henceforth name you thusly. Una, my ever-loyal associate. And now, my ever-loyal associate, the investigation calls. I propose that we begin by inspecting the site at which the most recent victim met his demise. My questioning about the palace has revealed that the scholar's body was found not far from the 80 sins of Sosimo. Even the most circumspect of criminals cannot help but leave behind clues. Clues that will not elude my gaze. Friends, let us be off. Pray alert me should you see anyone suspicious, my ever-loyal associate. We must put Miss Phyllis's demasking dust to good use. Just chilling in the fountain. Flowers. Yes, it is all becoming clear now. Our phantom killer is a florist who, in his hurry to escape, carelessly mislaid his wares. Just what do you think you're doing? Huh? Huh? I'm the one who put these flowers there, eh? To honor the memory of my poor boy. You dare defile his memory, huh? 1,000 pardons, my lady. Please accept my most sincere condolences on your loss. I am Hildibrand, agent of inquiry, inspector extraordinaire. I swear to you, on my own dear mother's name, that your son's killer will be brought to justice. As I was just saying, these flowers were clearly placed here by the family of the deceased, which can only mean... Leave this place. Run away while you still can. Run, or he'll turn you into a zombie, just like my poor, poor boy. A loving person turned into a zombie. Nonsense. Not nonsense, my boy. History. Or have you not heard the horrors of Sildet? Old sibling nation against which we waged war centuries ago. Much blood was shed by both sides, But I speak of far greater horrors than death, an unholy draught brewed by a Sylvan alchemist, one with the power to turn the living to the undead, that his nations might command an army of mindless, deathless soldiers. The traitor's spurn. Can't read this username. What's... Aw, boo. It's not a default Xbox gamer tag. Lena Gazopleta. Boo. Bots are only funny if they have the fucking default gamer tag ass usernames. They turned my boy into a heap of rotten flesh and ran him through. Whoa, okay. Freaks. But you won't hear that from the Sultan Sworn. All alone knows why, but they whisked the body away before I could do so much as pay me last respects. Traitor's spurn. I'd heard stories, but I never thought them true. To be able to procure such a frightening thing. Just who are we dealing with here? A Sylvan, I'm sure of it. Only Sylvan would know the recipe. But the last remnants of Sylvan died 4 centuries ago, you say? Oh, they did. He calls himself the Phantom Thief, he does. But did it ever occur to you that he might be an honest-to-God's phantom? Heard the tales of my own great-great-grandma, I did. About the 4 relics of Belladia and the powers they hold. The power to exact justice. Spectre of Silda has returned to wreak vengeance on us. Woe, woe unto us all. Have the 4 warriors of light forsaken us? My dear boy, if only you'd become a traitor like your father. If only you'd kept your nose out of those history books and never so much breathed the accursed name of Silda. But you did, and now we're doomed. Doomed! Bleeding Horson's here somewhere. I can feel it in my follicles. The most potent hair tonic in the realm has seen? Aye, that it was, for all a fortnight, before my flowing locks fell out all over again. Just as I was chatting up a lovely young lass at the quickstand, just twist a knife in extra ill. Mountebank. Charlatan. I'll find that so-called inspector and his sorry band and pull every last strand of hair from their bleeding skulls. It was who Hildibrand is onto something, or at least he thinks he is. It's all becoming clear to me now. That dear old woman's testimony has confirmed that which I have suspected from the start. Like a zombie picking away at its rotting flesh, Hildibrand, agent of inquiry, inspector extraordinaire, has peeled away the foul scab of uncertainty to reveal the truth within. Oh, Open your ears and feast your minds on the fruits of my flawless deduction. Our phantom thief is a phantom indeed, a wayward spirit caught between the realm of the living and dead for nigh on centuries since meeting a tragic end on the battlefield. As such, our course of action is clear. We must placate this tortured soul, that it might abandon its vengeful vendetta and travel to the next life in peace. But what is the true nature of the spectre's grievances? Without this knowledge, we cannot hope to assuage its rancor. Let us begin our search at the Thaumaturgist Guild. Doubtless the tomes there contain a wealth of knowledge on the ill blood between the sibling nations. Notwithstanding the abject stupidity of everything else that came out of your mouth, some knowledge of Silda might serve us well. Go search as you will, and do take as much time as you need. You can count on me, Inspector Briardian. Whatever knowledge is to be gleaned at the guild, it shall not escape my inspector's eye. Okay. Oh, they're still chilling in the fountain. Nation of mages, by mages, for mages. Shockingly, shockingly, relevant to my lore, actually. I don't have it fully written up, but this is a little familiar. Interesting. History really is written by the victors. My ever-loyal associate, tell me, what have you learned from your questioning of the scholars in these halls? Indeed. As it happens, I have learned much the same. Let's take a moment to review and allow my peerless powers of deduction to work their magic. A war of succession divides the great civilization of Belladia, giving rise to the sibling nations of Ul'dah and Sildid. Two nations coexist for some generations until ill blood boils over, culminating in outright war. Daunted by Ul'dah's superior military might, Sildid employs their advanced alchemical knowledge to horrific ends, transforming their own citizens, alive and dead, into a fearsome undead legion. Yes, I believe I have it. The facts at hand have led me to one unassailable conclusion. Our phantom thief is a descendant of doomed Sildid, who seeks vengeance against those who reduced his countrymen to slavering zombies. To pacify his soul and send him peacefully to the next world, there's but one course of action. We must find the Sildon statesman who conceived this dreadful stratagem and have him apologize to the thief in person for the suffering he has brought. A brilliant plan. Perhaps you'd like to go find yourself a shovel and dig the statesman out of his grave yourself. Leaving aside this nonsense of spirits and specters, it appears increasingly likely that our quarry shares some link to Sildon. His garish garb is no doubt meant to evoke the silver scales of the fallen sultanate. This Sildon connection would also serve to explain the rare knowledge of Belladian relics our thief clearly possesses. But what of the murder victims? What common thread amongst them could have incurred the ire of our adversary? A few people in town spoke of a man sighted calling upon the victims in the past days. Those who saw him said he had a most frightened air about him. Wait. Yes, it's coming to me. Of course. My keen investigator senses ring out with a voice loud and clear. This man Miss Ellie speaks of just might know something. You really should stop thinking so hard. You're like to strain a brain muscle. Miss Ellie, who is this man and where might we find him? My sources identified the man as Guguria, a traveling merchant known to frequent Horizon. Shall we pay him a visit? Oh wait. Yes, if you got business, make it quick. My time's too valuable to be wasted chatting with every stranger who passes by. Forgive us, good sir. My name is Ellie, a reporter with the Mithril Eye. never blinking, all-seeing. You know the rest. I was wondering if we could trouble you with just a few questions. Was it for love of money that you killed them? Yes, you, the thief of many faces. Me? A thief? What is this nonsense? God, my my throat. I don't know who you are, but I ain't got the time or the patience for this mummery. Now, if you'll excuse me, an important client awaits. I thought I recognized that voice. Lady Dorilda. Well met indeed. Pray tell, whatever brings you to these environs this fair evening? Oh, I live here, you ham-headed half-wit. Inspector Briardian. This is an unexpected pleasure. Do you have some business with my associate here, pray tell? Gugaria. We can discuss business after. Raylan the inspector here, the handsome one, whatever assistance he requires. But Lady Dorilda, what about... Ah yes, my dear Maria's name day present. I had in mind one of the prize pieces from Eshtime's latest seasonal collection. You would be able to procure one for me, yes? Or shall I eliminate the middleman and make the trip to Ul'dah myself? I'll say it just once more, Gugaria. I expect you to give the inspector and his companions your full assistance. They, yes, even the stupid one, helped me regain something truly priceless. Yes, something more valuable than any mere trinket. All right. I'll tell you what I know, but you didn't hear it from me, got it? I was looking into the killing on behalf of a client of mine. The thief's got himself some of that zombie dust. Traitor Spurn, was it? And its cards speak of 5 victims. Got me to thinking. Silda, 5 victims. Aye, the arbiters of truth. Arbiters of truth? Not familiar with that name. Aye, few would be, on account of them being something of a secret society and all. Influential personages of the Sultanate, you see, working from the shadows to keep false knowledge about the Ul'dah-Silda conflict from reaching the ears of folk like you and me. False knowledge? Pray tell, just what sort of knowledge might that be? Balls, don't make me say no more. I've got a family to feed. Very well. Just tell us one last thing. Who hired you, and where can we find him? Hob. His name's Hob. When he heard what I said, he told me that he was going to set sail for Limsa with his 5 best sellswords to guard his back. Said there were many prying eyes at the airship docks. Said he had a private ship docked and waiting for him at Vesper Bay. But remember, you didn't hear none of this from me. This man Hobb must be one of the killer's targets. Doubtless he also knows the identity of the remaining one. I doubt that. They say the Arbiters are so secretive they don't even know each other's true identities. Now don't ask me how that all works, but Hobbs got high-ranking friends in the Brass Blades. Once he hears the victims had all been zombified, he panicked. Guess he knew that he'd be next. Thank you very much, my kind sir. Once again, the ancient Manderville art of parley has procured for us a key morsel of knowledge. Let us seek out this Hobb fellow and see what he can share with us. And let us hurry, the man's life is in danger even as we speak. Master Hobb, is everything quite all right? No, stand back, Ellie. Hunger. I hunger for your brains. Damn, there's no saving the man. Yuna, do what you must. Yes, my first-hand knowledge of zombies tells me this particular shade of green is unmistakably that of the undead. It would seem we were a few moments late to the scene. A message. And then there was one. There it is again. Something the matter, Inspector? Indeed, Nashu, there is. Ever since I picked up the trail of the Phantom Thief, I've had this fleeting sense. A sense that someone, or something, is watching us. The thief might be close at hand. We should be careful. For the moment, let us return and report our findings to Miss Phyllis. Secret society or no, knowing the identities of its members may yet lead us to the final victim. I too had best return to the Mithril Eye. Let's meet up again after I see what new clues I can uncover in the meantime. You will do nothing of the sort, Miss Ellie. These streets are far too dangerous for you to walk alone. Inspector, I'll go with her. If you insist, Nashu, then I give my leave. But pray be wary. Not just of the thief, but of Miss Ellie. She has quite the temper, as we both know. Miss Ellie, There's something I must tell you when this case is over. Be safe, and promise me that you will not attempt anything rash, as he did that time when the fiend took aim at my own life. Your life in Costa del Sol. Yes, that was quite the ordeal, wasn't it? Those two idiots. Oh fuck, I'm looking away too. I didn't even see, yeah. Those three idiots. I'll be careful, I promise. I eagerly await the day when I may hear what it is you would share with me. A secret vow. Oh, could consider my interest piqued as well, good inspector. Now let us be off. Miss Phyllis awaits our report. A fourth victim. All have mercy. Were you able to glean aught of a connection to the other victims? The arbitrist of truth? No, it cannot be. Miss Ellie. The voice came from the direction of the vault. Miss Ellie, are you hurt? That man, I only thought to ask him a few questions. Before I knew what was happening, he was upon me. I could only bash his brains with a conveniently placed bottle of mead, it would seem. Remind me not to get on your bad side, Miss Ellie. I don't. That's quite the ask for you, Hildibrand. That said, is Nashu not with you? She saw a figure lurking in the shadows and went off in pursuit before I could stop her. This man wears the armor of a sultan's worn squire, yet his face is unfamiliar to me. Something is amiss. The thief of many faces. To think we would find our man like this. Thrice and again did the fiend elude our grasp, but no more. By virtue of a gentleman's ingenious deductions and a lady's pugilistic was puissant at pussy. I, de- I declare this case closed. I return the sachet to you, Miss Phyllis. Well, whilst this gesture was appreciated, in the end it proved superfluous to my cracking of the case. While you're at it, is there anything else of immense value that you'd like to wantonly destroy? What is the meaning of this? Ingenious. A double disguise planted by the thief to throw us off his trail, no doubt. This is Guigu? One of my most capable men. I assigned him to guard the vault and outfitted him with an ample supply of demasking dust. It is inconceivable that the thief could so easily elude his grasp. Unless the thief was not wearing a mask. Speaking of which, has anyone seen Miss Ellie? No, that's impossible. Of course, it all makes perfect sense, with the Phantom Thief to thank for her burgeoning readership and rise through the ranks at the Mithril Eye. Miss Ellie could not bear to face the possibility of her story of a lifetime coming to an end. Thus, she hatched a plan to... The vault has been breached. The wise man's whisper. For her foul crimes against the Sultanate, I hereby declare Ellie of the Mithril Eye, the thief of many faces and the enemy of the state. Deploy all troops until she is in custody. And now, the game is truly afoot. Greg! Sally, that shadow you saw, I think it was just a dormouse. To think he'd literally stumbled face first onto the second mask. His good fortune truly knows no end. But not to worry. Yes, I dare say the Phantom Thief has another trick or two up his sleeve. You're just gonna leave her, like, in the middle of the road? Like, if you're gonna knock someone out and assume their identity, at least have the common decency to put them in like a dumpster or something. Kingist. Okay, sure. My ever-loyal associate. We must find Miss Ellie, and quickly. Surely, if confronted by her constant companions, she can still be convinced to abandon this fool plan. Oh, Miss Phyllis, I thought you had already departed in the company of your men. But all for the better. Shall we conduct the search together? I fear that would only put them at greater risk. You see, the fifth and final member of the Arbiters of Truth, Phantom Thief's final target, is none other than Hildibrand Mander. Me. Mind you, it is not a role I sought of my own accord. My name and my passion for history are somewhat well known in the Sultanate. One day I had received an anonymous letter stating that a position in the committee had opened, and I had been chosen to fill it. The letter went on to enumerate my duties to prevent the spread of historical lies that would sully the name of our illustrious nation. As a high-ranking officer in the Sultan's Sworn, I was deemed to be in a particularly unique position to serve as an arbiter. I knew that there were other members of the organization, but was told nothing of their names or identities. To think that my unknown compatriots were the victims all along. I cannot put any more lives in danger. I will sequester myself in a place where my presence can cause no harm until such time as the killer is apprehended. Your concern for our well-being is most touching, Miss Phyllis, but there is no need for such caution. As a seasoned inspector, I am more than capable of protecting a lady in distress, and as a gentleman, that is exactly what I shall do. My associates here also stand at your side. Speaking of which, has anyone seen my loyal assistant? Ah, there you are, Nashu. You really shouldn't run off on your own like that. I was worried sick. I'm sorry, Inspector. Miss Ellie said she saw somebody in the shadows, so I went to take a look. Now, there wasn't anything but a dormouse, but it was a really cute dormouse, you see. Just kept squeaking and scurrying away, and I just... Pardon me for a moment, Nashu. Yes, my inspector's sense speaks to me. Someone is watching us. Yuna, let us split up and canvass our surroundings. If it isn't my beloved son's staunch companion, the mighty Yuna. I was in the area on a matter of business which I curtailed when I felt a suspicious presence from the shadows. Pursuing it led me here. Mayhap it is the same for you. Yeah, I don't blame stepping away from him. So your pursuit of the thief of many faces has taken quite the unexpected turn, and now you have come upon a series of anonymous letters. Mayhap our watcher in the shadows is a friend, or this is but another trap laid by the fiend. Yes, the plot thickens like a dollop of salamander oil. In either event, I dare say the circumstances call for the utmost caution. The thief could be anywhere, or anyone. Myself excluded, of course. No mere mask could replicate the physique of this Manderville man. That said, I fear my dear Hildy may be in a bit over his head this time. Allow me to assist you in your investigation. Were anything to happen to Hildibrand, his dear mother would, not be pleased. Okay. I'll be right back. I'm back. Was brewing some tea. Just a sec. Okay. If the cinder speaks true, the villain even now lurks within our midst, and yet we have but a single sachet of the masking dust at our disposal. We must identify the— Are we gonna play fucking Among Us? Nothing particularly odd about any of them, you say. Stands to reason. The fiend would not take such a risk if he were not utterly confident that he could pull off the ruse. Curses, this one's not half the fool his son is. We must elude him, and quickly. Time is of the essence. I questioned the Sultan sworn outside. To a man, they insist that they see naught of Miss Ellie. Wherever could she have gone? Father, what brings you here? Yes, finally the pieces are coming together. Now, if you would kindly stand still and shut up. The fiend already stands among us. Inspector Briardian, I should hope you're not doubting me. While I'm quite convinced that even a master impersonator would struggle to recreate your particular brand of idiocy, the fact remains that anyone here who has spent even a moment alone must be considered a suspect. The thief has proven to be highly efficient at assuming new identities. An astute observation, my gangly friend. I'd say this occasion calls for a dose or two of that powder Una here found earlier. There wouldn't happen to be another sachet or two lying about, would there? What remains of our supply has already been distributed to the search party, but worry not. They should be reporting back within a bell's time. Time may be against me, but just you watch. I'll wiggle my way out of this and turn you into the reeking, drooling corpse you deserve to be. I fear that is more time than we can afford, Miss Phyllis. Oh my god, I almost said Miss Phallus. Fortunately, my powers of deduction will lay the fiend's face bare within minutes. We know that, given the choice, the thief prefers to impersonate familiar personages. As Miss Ellie has only passing interactions with my dear father, we can safely eliminate him from consideration. That leaves myself, Nashu, and Una here. Nashu and I, in particular, have had a close and extended relationship with our suspect. I shall begin by questioning mine own assistant. I assure you that none know her better than I. Brilliant reasoning as ever, Inspector. Go on, ask me anything. Of all the times for this overstuffed buffoon to start talking sense. He asks me anything too obscure, my cover as good as blown. My relationship with Nashu is so close, I dare say at times it is as if we share a mind. If this Nashu is truly my ever-loyal assistant, she should have no trouble completing my thoughts. I'm Amanda Manderville. Man. Doing what only a Manderville can. From the peaks of Kurthus to Thanalan, Manderville. Man, you're the best, Inspector. A perfect score. You may rest easy, dear friends. This is unmistakably, unequivocally, indubitably the true Nashu. Oh my god. Nashu, is something the matter? Just because you've picked up a few more wrinkles beneath the eyes, there's no need to avert that charming face of yours. Wrinkles? Look who's talking, you crusty, cretinous old... genius, Inspector? The charade is up, Miss Ellie. Miss Ellie, you look somehow different. Why is she doing the fucking DreamWorks smirk? Do you not fucking see? The fucking DreamWorks face. Seven hells. Done in by a muscle-bound muttonhead and his motley troop of mummers. Just who are you? Your resemblance to Miss Ellie is most uncanny, and yet... Consulting Inspector Briardian. Once again, you failed to measure up to your lofty reputation. Of course we resemble each other. Ellie is, after all, my own flesh and blood, my beloved sister and my eminently capable partner in crime. 1,000 faces I may wear, but only one name do I bear. You can call me Cece. Charmed, I'm sure. Are you quite all right? Why, you look as if you've seen a ghost. Despite my moniker, I assure you that Ellie and I are no specters. What we are, mind you, are the last living scions of Sylvan aristocracy. Bemused, are you? Befuddled to find two sisters behind the mask. Try using your brains once in a while. Every time you encountered the thief, Ellie was standing right in your midst. No, the thief that 4 times stole the show. Oh, and those priceless relics was me. Meanwhile, Ellie hid in plain sight, supplying me with just the knowledge I needed to stay one step ahead of my pursuers, all while spinning the hair-raising tales of my exploits that won the hearts of this nation. We owe a lot to you, truly. Why, without the tales of your hapless attempts to catch me, we never could have risen to these heights of celebrity. Honestly, pretty smart. Miss Cece, from a gentleman to a lady, I would ask you one thing and one thing only. Just what is it that you and Miss Ellie hope to accomplish with all of your schemes? Justice. 400 years ago, Oldon dogs reduced our great nation to a nation of zombies. At long last, the cowards that would still justify these foul deeds will suffer the same fate. Wait, the histories say that it was Silda that turned their own men into zombies. The histories lie, and you work from the shadows, silencing those who would speak the truth. You should have died with your fellows, false arbiter. It was Olda that ordered the creation of that dreadful powder and wielded it as a weapon against our proud ancestors. The history of your glorious sultanate is built on a lie. What is this madness ye speak? Not madness, truth. The powder in my possession was stolen from the Oldon army 4 centuries ago by one of my ancestors. They say it was his final act of courage in the moments before his leg fell off and his rotting head dropped from his shoulders. This is the truth that the histories don't tell. The truth that this doe-eyed sultan sworn would kill to keep buried deep in the sands of Thanalan. But your time of reckoning is nigh. Oh yes, before long you and everyone else in this rotten nation will know firsthand the horrors my ancestors knew. Just what do you mean by that? Oh, how the idiots lap up the stories. A masked crusader for justice, a dashing rebel waging battle against power and authority. Oh, if only they knew. But they will see soon enough when they're eating each other's brains out on the streets. They're gonna be eating each other out in public? Bros, keep that shit indoors, man. In the last days before our proud nation was razed to the ground, a band of the final survivors stole a vast quantity of the powder from the Oldon vaults, hiding it away in a secret vault sealed within powerful magics. The sole means by which the vault may be opened, by assembling 4 secret relics from Belladia. 4 relics once housed in the royal palace of Silda before the Oldon dogs stole them and claimed them for their own. And so it dawns upon you at last. Yes, even as we speak, Ellie makes for the vault, the 4 relics safely in hand. Just think, one day you'll be able to tell your grandchildren you were there when zombie power rained down upon Olda. No, wait, you'll be dead. God, she's so corny. Preposterous. But first, you, my dear, will not even have the pleasure of looking upon the last moments of your precious homeland. Let your flesh rot like all of your rotten lies. I think not, Miss Cece. Hildibrand. You idiot. Just for once, can you not get in the way? Godbert Manderville. I can't even trust your sorry arse to look after him for a day. That's Hildibrand's mom. She kinda... She pretty. She's cute. Am I to understand that you are Hildibrand's mother? Aye, this is more like it. Hand to hand, skillet to skillet, is enough to send a warrior's pulse racing. Prepare yourself, Yuna. What the fuck? Straight into... Okay. Oh. Aw. Do ye have popatos for brains, you overstuffed buffoon? My beloved boy's been turned into a stinking corpse, if you haven't bloody noticed. Yuna or something, was it? Hildy's told me all about your hijinks together. Pleased to meet you. My dear boy's always had a bit of a rebellious streak. What can I say? I come on a bit too strong at times. But can you blame me? This time I thought I'd sit back and leave things to my sorry-arse husband here, and look what that got me. You'll help me out, won't you? Me when a bad bitch tells me to do something. Reunited with my dear boy for the first time in ages. Just look at him. He's green. He looks more like grayish, kinda. Fortunately, there's still time to reverse the zombie curse, and I know just the remedy. A vial of holy water. The ingredients are simple. A tatter of oversold rags and a vial of twice distilled water. Scent Goat at the market stocks the former, and the latter you can procure from a trader by the name of Guest. Now hurry. Once the poison spreads throughout his veins, no antidote will save him. In the meantime, I will search for the bumbler's bumbling assistant. With any luck, Miss Noshu is still alive. Ah, that's smarts. Ye gods, Hildy. You're looking none too hard at yourself. No thanks to you, you bumbling oaf. Now, are you going to accompany Yuna here and make yourself useful, or do I have to reintroduce you to that wall? But of course, milady, Gilgamesh is ever at your service. Sent Goat Sundries, was it? Come now, Yuna, there's work to be done. Why are they called oversoul rags? What? Why is such a fancy name for rags? Like... Oversoul rags, you say? Weird that I've only a single tatter left in stock. It's already been spoken for. But, my good man, you must reconsider. My dear friend's life, and quite possibly mine own as well, hangs in the balance. I sympathize with your plight, friend, but a man has to make a living. I've been promised a copious supply of rare chimera membrane for these rags. Unless he can offer me the same, no deal. And you expect us to be able to summon such a rarity out of nowhere at a moment's notice? Well, look at what we have here. If it isn't the Warrior of Light from the Colosseum. Funny who meets you at the market. Funny who you meet at the markets. As it happens, I just returned from my training, and the slaying of 10 chimeras just happened to be my task for the day. If it's chimera membrane you seek, you're more than welcome to a share. My lady, you are far too kind. Don't mention it. If it hadn't been for Inspector Hildibrand and Yuna here, I'd still be tag-teaming with that slimy beast and cheating my way to fame and fortune. And I'm a woman who pays her debts. They'll take me if that wasn't Avila the Tempest. Ever since she confessed to her trickery and started climbing back up from the bottom of the ranks, I've been proud to call myself one of her biggest fans. Why, I've half a mind to give you the rags you seek simply for the privilege of meeting her. A kind sentiment, my good man, but we are more than happy to uphold our side of the bargain, aren't we, Yuna? And with this, our task here is done. Now, let us find this traitor named Guest. blundering Manderville boy's on his last legs and needs something of mine to save him, you say. Perhaps you can give me a good reason why I should care. Those bloody Mandervilles are richer than the traders themselves, yet they have the audacity to haggle me down to the last gill for every purchase. If the family line ended today, I'd be a happier and wealthier man. And now I believe the ballroom calls. Good day to you, and do pass along my condolences to the grieving parents. Have you not a shred of honor or compassion in that spindly body? Business rival or no, the man is on death's doorstep. After the events of that day, my father will not so easily forgive and forget. But it matters not to me. No, my love for you is as deep as the seven seas. I beg of you, milady, may I have this dance? Luna, what a lovely surprise. Are you here for the ball, perchance? Heavens, the poor inspector. Well, if it isn't the Lapis Maiden in the flesh, what say you bid farewell to preening fops and scruffy adventurers and share a dance with a cultured gentleman befitting your great beauty? I would be a pleasure and an honor both. Provided you first provide my good friend Yuno with a bottle of twice distilled water that she seeks. You know this woman. Ugh, if that is the price you would set, then so be it. Take it, it's barely worth its weight in gill anyway. I knew Hildy to be a worthy rival, but to think he was this beloved by so many. Clearly, this realm would deeply mourn his loss. Quickly, Yuna, let us deliver these goods while there is still time to save him. Oh. That arm is kinda cute. I trusted Tuavia wouldn't dare come back empty-handed. Bloody brilliant. I'd take you over my muscle-headed half-wit of a husband any day. Now, stand back and let me show you some real Manderville home cooking. Thal, you bloody bugger, guide my skillet. So, what are the logistics of was she frying the rags with the holy water? Aye, that should stop its spread. Now it's up to Hildy to flush what's left out of his system. Don't worry, he's my son after all. I reckon he's still got some fight left in him. Look who I found. She was slumbering obliviously in a rubbish-strewn corner of Pearl Lane. Boy, did that nap feel good. Yes, I'm sure it did. Una, word has it that Ellie has been sighted at the Silden ruins. We must go there with all haste. You've done well by my dear boy today. Don't worry, I'll handle things from here. It's a nice warm bed for him, and I think I know a few specialists who might know a thing or two about his condition. What in the seven hells are you standing around for? The future of Ul'dah is at stake. Una, my strength is yours as well. For Ul'dah and for our friend Hildy. You remind me of my husband. What with you having more muscles and sense? If you're so keen on making yourself useful, why don't you run to the markets and bring me some fire crystals? Keeping my dear boy warm is key to fighting out the zombification. Let's see, I believe 20 crates or so should suffice. I am a warrior, not an... yes, milady. I say, Enkidu, the burden we must bear simply to secure my long-awaited final confrontation with Una. That said, the events of today have given me cause to reflect. Una and Hildy both. Oh, to be blessed with such veritable legions of friends, tried and true. But alas, not I. No, only one true friend I have ever known, and she is lost to me. You are a fine bird, and have given me great comfort in my travels. But you will never be, Enkidu, my one and true companion. Oh, my friend, were you here with me, even Una could not stand against our combined might. Oh, Enkidu, wherever you may wander, hear my words and return here to my side. Ye gods, what was that flash from the heavens? Nearly blinded me. The crystals. Fancy meeting you here, old friend. That voice, could it be? What are you doing dilly-dallying around here? Let me jog your memory. This moonsick maid digging around at the Silda excavation site with her mind set on turning Ul'dah into the land of the walking dead. Your concern for Hildy is most touching, but don't you worry. Mama Dearest isn't going to let her beloved son kick the bucket that easily. Do you think she likes girls? Because, I mean... I'm willing to, uh, if Hildibrand needs a stepmom, you know. We've managed to track down Miss Ellie just up ahead, where your friends watch over her as we speak. Yet no matter how many times we try to reach out to her, she refuses to so much as answer. Needless to say, we considered physically incapacitating her. But that crate she's sitting on isn't just a makeshift chair. It's filled to the brim with the traitor's sperm. One misstep, and the consequences could be dire indeed. You are our only hope, Yuna. Even in her single-minded rage, surely the time we spent together must still count for something. You need not put yourself in undue danger. Uh... With the chat mode in, say... How do I put... Okay, I don't put you in to say. Oh my god. Okay. Oh my god. That was... took a little bit too much brain power. Yuna, I suggest you leave this place while you still can. I bear you no grudge, but should you so much as think of interfering, I'll not hesitate to turn you into a zombie too. So it was you after all. Consider me disappointed. Your sister Cece is already in custody. Surrender now, and I will see that no harm befalls her. How little you understand us, Inspector. Then again, how could one born into a life of power and privilege ever hope to understand? Cece and I have no family, no friends, no fortune, nothing. Two sisters against the world, with only our quest for justice to give us meaning. Long ago we made a vow. Should the worst happen, our mission takes priority overall. Yes, over our own wretched lives. Do you see now? Anything I might have once had to lose, I lost long ago. Now stand down or suffer the same fate as the old dogs you would defend. There's too many. Oh my god. Only delay the inevitable. I have an entire legion of the undead at my beck and call. Be forewarned, girl. Know that I speak from experience when I say, underestimate Hildy, and you do so at your own peril. I'm afraid you underestimate me as well. No mere splash of holy water can stave off the effects of the traitor's spurn. Fear the good inspector's luck has finally run out. Balls, balls, is there no end to them? Not liking our chances. Greg, was it? Love how he just fucking... He's like, yeah, sure, whatever, man. Because it's fucking close enough. What the... Just so. Hildibrand, agent of inquiry, inspector extraordinaire, has made his triumphant return. Oh my god. Sure, man. When we heard that Master Hildibrand was at risk of joining the actual dead, we knew he had to take action. And immunity. I'm just going to pretend that makes any kind of sense. The game is up, Miss Ellie. Pray abandon this madness. Besides, plots of mass murder hardly suit a lady like yourself. Silver. Inspector Briardian. You said that there was something you would tell me when all was through. I imagine you have no words for me now. Ellie, your powers of deduction are wanting. You said that you had lost everything and everyone you had to lose, did you not? As for me, I have found something, someone, with whom I intend to never part, never to part. I care not if it takes years, even decades. When you emerge from your jail cell a free woman, I will be there. That's sweet. Miss Ellie, while the crimes perpetrated by you and your sister are unpardonable, you are far from the only ones guilty. On behalf of the syndicate, I offer my apologies for the false aspersions cast upon your ancestors. You said that the nation of Ul'dah was built on lies. Seeing what I have seen today, I cannot deny your words. It will not be an easy task to rewrite, nay, restore, history. But know this, I will do everything in my power to bring the truth to the fore. Are we not forgetting someone here? And by someone, I mean me. If you're quite done playing cloak and dagger, I require Eunice's presence for a matter of far greater importance. The time of our too long delayed confrontation is nigh. Why the long face, friend? But mayhap this will have you singing a happier tune. Could it be the treaty blade, and the true one at that? None other, and I have not the slightest intention of parting with it, save to the one who would defeat me in single combat. But I misspeak. It will not be single combat this time. Is that my cue? I'll be merciful. What is that abomination? Dude, no. Enkidu looks awesome. I'll thank you to address my companion with courtesy, girl. But 'twas the most curious thing. There I was, hauling a crateful of crystals for Hildy's mother, and thinking how much better things would be if my dear friend Enkidu were here. Then came a flash from the heavens, and the next thing I knew, there she was. By the gods, it makes perfect sense. Doubtless the crystals heard Greg's heartful plea, summoning forth his friend. Nay, no mere friend, but rather the primal Enkidu. And the world has now completely and utterly ceased to be bound by the laws of logic. Yuna, you may have bested me in the past, but facing the two of us together will not prove so easy a task. And yet, I trust you will not shirk from the challenge. Dude, oh my god. This is a grave development indeed. To think that one man could summon a primal on his own. must send word to the Scions at once. Girl, I am a fucking Scion. Excuse you. Oh. Is that you, Yuna? Right, forgive me, I was right on Greg's tail when I encountered a subterranean curiosity that demanded my immediate attention. I will be concluding my investigation forthwith, but in the meantime, might I trouble you to entertain Greg and his primal friend in my stead? Yeah, sure, bud. I'll leave you to it. Do I have time? $15. God. Uh, if you're still in chat, tap. Do you want to help speed queue times along a little bit? I mean, I mean, I was just about to message you because I didn't know if you were still in chat. Oh, the creature. Look at this. Look at this critter. Come on. Why did you have to walk to the corner like that? That specific corner where the camera collision. Ow. Oh, wait. Whoops. I need to... Mm-hmm. Cool. Dude, I got out of the radius. What do you mean? This shit is so peak. But oh, Yuna, have you seen Greg and his oversized avian companion? Lead them to me at once. Oh, lead me to them at once, and we shall deliver the coup de grace together. The battle has already been won. It is triumphant news indeed. Clearly, the lessons you have learned from me have not been for naught. And what's this you say? Treaty blade lies hidden somewhere in the nearby wood. Worry not, my ever loyal associate, for no buried treasure will escape the keen eye of Hildibrand, agent of inquiry and inspector extraordinaire. Now, which way was the forest again? What news of the primal? Remarkable. I knew the warrior of light would emerge triumphant. Let us hope that Inspector Hildebrand enjoys similar success in finding the blade. Such design, such craftsmanship, at once bold and powerful, yet sensitive and refined. I believe I've found the inspiration for my next masterpiece. Of course, they're beautiful. They were the greatest treasures of lost Silda. To think they were locked away in the vaults of those that destroyed our homeland and dragged our ancestors' names through the mud. Just how did you come to know of these long lost relics? There was an ancient scroll passed down in. Nash, you dozing off in the back. Fucking room temperature IQ. Spoke of the 4 warriors of light, their 4 relics, and an incantation of untold power. Alas, speaking the words had no effect. Only a warrior of light can wield the power, or so the legend goes. But I wouldn't have given to see it. Just what sort of incantation is this? The ring casts open the doors of justice. The wise man whispers a verdict true. The same as virtue shines down from the heavens. To complete the incantation, the warrior of light would then hold forth the treaty blade and speak. Blade in hand, I swear unto you. I'll speak of a great holy radiance shining down from the heavens. Behold, safe in my hands, none other than the treaty blade, and the real one, this time I swear unto you. Yes, yes, just like that. I swear unto you, then... My word, whatever is this odd, tingling sensation? Ridiculous. Hildibrand isn't a warrior of light. He's just some fool who thought he could stop the lesser moon with his own bare hands. It seems the treaty blade is just as confused as the rest of us. No, the light. Someone stop it. Oh my god. And so the light of justice that shone from the treaty blade banished the shadow. Balls, balls, Hildy. First you almost die at your poor mother's feet, and now you fly off to God's nowhere without even giving her a kiss goodbye. It appears that a case of wanderlust has once again struck Hildibrand, as it has many a Manderville man before him. Godspeed, my boy. Perhaps it's not as quite as sharp as it used to be. Oh my god. He bumbles and stumbles through yet another case, and still he manages to make a girl's dream come true. A gentleman to the end. The bloody bastard. What's this? A glint in the corner of my eye. A curious scent wafting in on the winds from a far-flung land. Do I smell a case? This shit is fucking eat. Beautiful. Absolute cinema. Okay. That's it for me. All right.